Okay, so recording has started. Okay, and now we'll start with the another part. Okay, which is what your coding exercise. So let us do another round of coding exercise, guys. And this will give you some good confidence actually about coding. Okay, because I know some of you were messaging me about coding, whether you'll be able to do it or not. I know that. Okay, because I've been through that fear as well. So don't worry. So okay, let us try to solve this particular coding assignment, which is okay, this was our first assignment. So, okay, I'll share my screen as well. Confirm, guys, if you are able to see.
Yes.
Oh, great. Now, let me create another file. So, guys, in order to create any file in VS Code, make sure you are selecting the right folder. So, if I'm selecting this JavaScript folder, now whatever I'm doing, whether I'm creating a new file or a new folder, it will get created inside the JS. But now I'm creating in the root because if you see this blue boundary, yeah, this is important. So now what do? Just click on this plus button over here and I'll create a second file. Let me call it coding2.js. So guys, this is going to be very interesting because I will be making some mistakes deliberately in this program and I would expect you to tell me what are the issues and we will actually do this together and it's going to be super fun. Yeah. So this is our program. Take a look over here. So inside this program, there are two friends, let's say Rahul and Aman. They are now trying to compare their BMI, body mass index. Don't worry if you don't know but about this term or what is the formula, don't worry. Okay. So this is the formula for calculating body mass index, which is basically related to the health of an individual. Okay. So how to calculate the BMI of any person? So we take the weight of that person in kg and then we divide the height of that person in meter and then we do square of it. Okay. So this is how we calculate the BMI, which is very simple. Weight is in kg, height is in meter. Perfect. Now, my first requirement, I want to store Rahul's and Aman's weight and height in variables. And then I want to calculate their BMIs using the formula, and then I want to create a Boolean variable. Let us try solving it, and we are going to learn good amount of concepts, including some VS Code shortcuts, which is a very cool one. Yeah, let us start with this. Okay, so now the first thing, what is my first requirement? My first requirement is to basically create variables and I want to store their height and weight, right? So let me start creating them. Okay, so yesterday I've just installed this Copilot. So now I'm getting this particular option. So let me just disable it because especially if you're running it for the very first time, if you're learning coding, I would suggest you can disable this Copilot plugin. Okay, so here I'll go to this GitHub Copilot. I'll go to this disable and select disable workspace. Means only for this particular folder, I'm disabling the Copilot. Yeah. Okay. So now I've disabled it. Let me just refresh VS Code. How do I refresh? Control Shift P or Command Shift and P. And I will get the small window. And here I'll select developer reload window. Okay. Yeah. So I have refreshed my VS Code and now I will not get any suggestions from the Copilot, which is basically an AI extension right inside the VS Code. Okay, most people use ChatGPT. Okay, but we have this Copilot, which is you can say an AI right inside the VS Code. Yeah. Now let us start. So, firstly, I want to store the uh, weight of Rahul and weight of Aman. Let me do it. Let weight Rahul. What is the weight of Rahul? It is 78. So, guys, I've started making some small mistakes. Please try to identify. Don't just unmute. Just raise your hands. Okay, and then we'll see solve them together. Okay, as soon as you are able to spot some mistakes, just raise your hands. Okay, so this is the weight of Rahul. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, and then I'll do let height of Rahul equal to what is the height of Rahul? It is 1.69 meters. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Some people have already raised hands. Okay, very good. Reba, Janaki, and Deepak. Okay. Okay, so first person, Reba, fastest finger. Please tell me.
Yeah, it's not in lower camel case, the variable.
Exactly. So for new people who are joining in for the very first time, we follow in JavaScript, we follow a lower camel casing convention. Means if there are two words that I'm joining, which is weight of Rahul and height of Rahul, okay. So it is very hard to read if everything is in lowercase. So what do? First character of first word remains as lowercase, but the first character of the second word and onwards is in uppercase, so that it is easier to read. Very well, Janki. So weight of Rahul, height of Rahul. Perfect. Okay. Now, moving on. Similarly, I'll do the same for Aman also. So guys, please stay muted. Thank you. Uh, weight of
I have a question here. Like height should be constant. We can't declare it as constant because height
Uh,
won't vary. Weight may vary, but height won't vary, right?
okay, that is exactly what I wanted to ask you only. Okay, yeah. So very well. Actually, I wanted to make constants. So correct. Okay, so for now, let us keep it let because I'll show you a very cool shortcut of VS Code how to do it. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Deepak, for mentioning that. Right. So now, height of Aman. Okay, so weight of Aman is 92, and then let's say let mm, height of Aman equal to what? 1.95. Okay, now since Deepak was mentioning it should be constant, let us do one thing. So guys, the first very cool shortcut of VS Code that we are about to learn right now, okay? I want to change all these four lets together. So one option in VS Code is simply press Control F on Windows or Command F on Mac. You will see this particular uh, text box, search bar. Here, you will simply type let and it is going to basically give you four options, four matching elements. So all these four. What I want to do, I want to replace it with const. Right? So this is Deepak, what you were saying, correct? Yeah. So now
Yeah.
I'll, yes. So now I'll click on replace all. This is what I have done. This is one way of replacing, but there's another way of replacing, which is also very cool shortcut in VS Code. Okay. So what is that shortcut? Select the first occurrence which you want to replace. Can you see cursor only here? Now I'm going to show you something which is called as multi-cursor option. Means you can simultaneously edit multiple lines together. This is very cool actually. So now in Windows, you press Control D. In Mac, press Command D. So I'm on Mac, I'll press Command D. So you see, I'm getting multi-cursor actually. Cursors in multiple lines means now I can simultaneously edit both these lines together, which is very cool. Let me press Control D or Command D one more time. Three cursors. One more time. Four cursors. Now you see, I can edit all these lines at the same time. Okay, so this is a very cool shortcut. So guys, we should know these shortcuts. Okay, otherwise we will spend more time in maintenance. Okay, so we want to basically spend as little time as possible in this. Okay, so this is a very cool shortcut. Now, moving on. First part is actually done. We have stored weight of Rahul and height of Rahul, which is fine. We have also stored weight and height of Aman. So we are following good practices. First good practice is what? We are using lower camel casing, as rightly mentioned by Janaki. Second good practice. This weight of Rahul and height of Rahul is not supposed to change. In that case, what I want to do, instead of using let, as rightly mentioned by Deepak, yeah. So in that case, what I want to do is I want to use const. So constant is for those values that are not supposed to change. Okay. So we are done with this. Now, I want to calculate both their BMIs using the formula. Okay. So now in this case, I want to calculate the BMI. So what do I do? Okay. Let me do one thing. Let BMI1 equal to, what is the formula for BMI? It is quite simple. Weight divided by height square. So in this case, for Rahul, it is weight of Rahul divided by height square. So height of Rahul, okay, multiply by height of Rahul. Okay, same thing. Can I do the same for Aman also? Let me call it BMI2 equal. Now, guys, please raise your hands. Please don't unmute. Just okay, just raise your hands if you are able to find out some mistakes because there are some at the moment. Okay, so now it is what? Weight of Aman divided by height of Aman multiplied by height of Aman. There are not mistakes as such. There's a, you can say, scope of improvement in this code. And that is something which will really help you a lot because we are learning some good coding practices, guys. Okay. So can you find out some issues in this code? Think about it. Find out some issues over here.
Our board mouse rule should be followed.
Hmm. Okay.
Board mouse.
Guys, hold on. If everybody unmutes themselves like this, it'll be a big chaos. Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. I'll tell you when to unmute. So, guys, please unmute. Mute yourself. Ramya, please mute yourself. Okay. Yes. MC ask. What's your good name? Is it
Sachin.
Sachin? Okay. Yes, Sachin. Yeah. Go ahead now.
Sir, board mouse rule should be followed here.
Exactly. BODMAS rule should be followed. Guys, now look at this. If you see here, what is happening now? JavaScript will wonder: should I do this first or should I do this first? Okay, but in this case, BODMAS is already applicable actually. So as per the BODMAS rule, division has a higher priority than multiplication. Okay, but in this case, what I want to do, I want to do this part first. Then whatever is the output, then I want to divide it by weight of Rahul. So as per the BODMAS rule, like in India, we follow BODMAS. Okay. But for people in US, they follow something called as PEMDAS. So this is kind of similar only. So in India, we call brackets. In US, you guys call it parenthesis, which is same. So here, to make it more clear, can I do this? Right? So if I use brackets or parentheses, it is making my intent more clear that this is exactly what I want to do. Okay. So is that what you were saying? Right, Sachin?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay. Now, second person, Sita, please unmute and tell me if you have any other suggestion how to improve this code. Sita, I can't hear you. Okay. I'm moving on to the next person. Rohit. Yes, please.
Yes, so in this, the variable names BMI1 and 2,
Hmm.
they are not correct.
Okay. So, okay. What is the problem in this case?
Maybe we can write BMI for Rahul and BMI Aman.
Exactly, Rohit. Why? This BMI1, BMI2 is looking very silly actually. Ideally, it should be more descriptive. Like we were covering yesterday, make sure variable names are descriptive. So, as you rightly mentioned, very well, Rohit. Variable naming rules we have to follow. Yeah. Okay. So, instead of BMI1 and BMI2, we will say BMI of Rahul. Now, guys, see how good this is looking. BMI of Rahul. And then for BMI2, we will say BMI of Aman. Now it is looking so descriptive, correct? But there is one thing that we can still improve in this code. Yes, Reba. Hold on,
Is
hold on.
can we?
Think
Hello.
about it. Think about it. I'm giving you an opportunity, guys, and it's okay even if you are getting wrong. Okay, we all are studying together, right? So that is okay.
We
Think
can
about it.
use the explanation operator, right?
Brilliant. Yes, Reba. So see, there's nothing wrong in this code actually, but guys, observe, we are using the same variable two times. This is like a mini duplication, and duplication is not allowed in coding, which is a big no. Okay, so in that case, rather than using height of Rahul, multiply by height of Rahul. So as we covered yesterday, I think yesterday or maybe day before. Okay, so there's an exponentiation operator in JavaScript, which is for powers. So if people who don't understand this, it simply read as like this. If I do 5 stars star 2, how to read this? It is called as 5 square. How to read this? Height of Rahul square. I can do this also, nothing wrong with it, but this is slightly lengthy and this is more compact. Nothing difference. Okay. So it is just as height of Rahul square. Very well, Reba. Okay. There is one more thing. In case if you're wondering, this guy is actually asking a lot of questions. Okay. So anyone else? Maybe Deepak? Anything else you can think of? How to improve this code? Anyone? Hmm?
Same thing for
Now
Aman.
bracket is not required, I guess.
What are you saying, Deepak?
Yeah, the bracket is not required now
Yeah, it
because
is not required, but it is a good idea. Why? To make it more clear that we want this part to be happened first. Whatever is output, then only we want to divide it. Otherwise, people can be confused. Will this part happen first or this part happen first? So bracket is going to make our intention more clear. So it is a good practice actually,
okay, yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now guys, look at this part. BMI Rahul and BMI Aman. Should it be let? Should it be const? Think about it. Am I planning to change the BMIs? No, right? I'm not planning to change the BMIs, correct? Okay. So in that case, what should I do? In that case, I should keep it const. Okay. So instead of using both the lets, what do I do? Change it const. Now, how do I change it in one way? Just select the first occurrence, the first let, double click on it and press Control D or Command D. Again, multi cursor. Now write const. Okay. So, and in fact, everything should be constant here. Why? Just a simple rule that you should always follow. If you think a variable might change in the future, then use let. If you think a variable name is not supposed to change, just go with const. That's it. How simple it is. All right. So I think now it is fine. Okay. Now, moving on. What else we have to do? So we are done with the first part and the second part. Now the third part. I want to create a Boolean variable Rahul hire BMI. See, the question itself is saying create this variable. So, okay, let us create this Rahul hire BMI. So now what do? I'll do uh, const. This time I'll use const only because I'm not planning to change this variable. So const Rahul hire BMI. Now, What is the meaning of Boolean variable? Boolean variable means it will contain only true or false. That is the meaning of Boolean. Or in simple words, Booleans are those values that can only be answered in true or false. Suppose if I ask you a question, is today Thursday? You will either say yes, either you say no. You will never say maybe or I don't know. No, there is no such answer. I don't know or maybe, correct? Yeah. So you want to create a Boolean variable, right? Now, you want to give a value true or false. What should I do so that it will contain either true or false? Think about it. Anyone? What do I do? Yes, Sita, you are absolutely correct. Height square. Correct. Okay. What else? What do I do in this case? Hmm? Yes, Sachin. I'm not sure if you're able to hear me. No worries. Okay, so in this case, guys, what I want to do, I want to basically do some logical operations here. Okay, so what is a logical operation? Simply do this. BMI of Rahul greater than BMI of Aman. That's it. I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose if you do this, 4 greater than 3, what is the output of this code? It is true, correct? And what if I do 4 greater than 13? This is false. So all these operators, these are called what? Comparison operators. So these comparison operators give me either true or false, right? So in this case, right? So it should give me either true or false. Now, what I want to do is I want to print all these values. I want to print Rahul's BMI, Aman's BMI, and this one. So should I use 3 separate console.logs or should I use one console.log? What do you guys think? Tell me. You can post in the chat if you cannot unmute anyone. What to do? 3 console.logs I should use or one? Yes, Sita, you can tell me.
One console log we can
One. Yeah.
using concatenation.
Okay. Fine. Yes, Sita. Okay. So now in this case, what do I do? Console.log. And in fact, I don't even need concatenation actually. I can simply comma separate these values. So BMI Rahul, comma BMI Aman, I can do. I know people are from who are from Java background. We have to do concatenations using pluses. But in JavaScript, we can pass as many values as possible by simply separating by comma. And now I want to print this one also. Let me do this. Rahul higher BMI. Now, suppose if I want to run this code, what do I do? Just click on this play button at the top. And I know new people will not be able to get this button because you have not installed this particular extension, which is your code runner extension. So make sure you have this code runner extension installed. Okay, right? And now just click on the play button and see the output, which is this one. Okay, so that is what we are doing. So what about this, guys? Are we getting the right output or something is wrong over here? Think about it. Think about it. You see what is happening here? Again, a small problem.
Yeah.
I have to do this. Okay, because I want this part to happen first. Okay, so instead, let us do one thing only. Use exponentiation operator here only to make it more clear. All right, now let me clear. And yeah, so guys, if you run this program again, the previous output will still stay here. And if I want to clear it, just click on the clear output button and then you can simply click on this play. And now you see the correct output, which is this 27 point something, 24 point something, and then finally true. Okay, any observations in the output? Think about it, guys. We are learning good amount of topics in this very small, silly program, actually. Any observations in this
So
output?
more
Take a look at
decimals. Decimals are more the
Oh,
number.
Yeah.
okay, that is fine. So in order to do that, we can have a two fixed method, which we can do, which is okay. I can do that. Even more than that, Lennon, and can you think of something else?
We don't know that actually, which is BMI of Rahul and which is BMI of Aman.
Brilliant, Sita. Exactly. We don't know which one belongs to what. So is this Rahul's or is this Rahul's? We don't know anything, right? So what we do, we'll have to use Java's way, means concatenation. This is Rahul's BMI, and then we print it. This is Aman's BMI, we concatenate it. But in JavaScript, there is a very cool way, and that is something we'll learn very shortly. Okay. For now, let me tell you a very cool shortcut in VS Code to do this. Just use curly bracket like this. and end with curly bracket like this. Now, I will not clear the output so that you'll compare this output and the output that we are going to see now. I think there is no brainer actually. Which one is looking better? This is looking better or this one looking better? I think there is no question only, correct? Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you guys are getting good confidence that yes, JavaScript is not as difficult as it might look like. And most people who are maybe learning coding for the first time, JavaScript is better to learn why it is simpler and easy compared to Java because Java syntax is pretty heavy. Okay, it is more developer friendly while JavaScript is more beginner friendly. All right. So I'm pretty sure you might have observed how many concepts we have actually learned in this program. Okay, lower camel casing we have used. We have also seen when to use let, when to use const. Okay, this variable is not supposed to change, so we have to use const. Okay, right? So lower camel casing we have seen. We have also seen how to change multiple lines at the same time in your VS code. Okay, we have also seen the BODMAS and the PEMDAS rule. Okay, so we have to use these brackets or parentheses to make our intention more clear. And better is use the exponentiation operator, which simply calculates what? Simply calculate the square. Okay, so in the first line and the second line. Again, it should be what? It should be const. It should not be let. Okay, even for this. And this is called as what? Comparison operator, which also gives you a Boolean value true or false. Later on, we will see how to go with decision making using if and else. Don't worry. So we are going in a very, very structured manner. So people who are actually even joining in today, they can also learn JavaScript. And don't worry that your 3 lectures are missed or something. Don't worry. You can easily go through those recordings. Okay. So whatever we are covering, even though you can understand it even today also, right? So, and finally, what we have learned, how to print something in JavaScript. In Java, you have system.out.println. Again, very heavy statement, not easy to understand. Okay. So, but in JavaScript, how simple it is. Just use console.log. So log is a function inside console. And how do you print? Just comma separate. If you want to print one value, just give one variable or one value. That's it. If you want to print maybe multiple values, just comma separate them. That's it. But this can cause an issue. Like we just saw, right? We didn't understand what is BMI of Raval or which one is BMI of Aman, right? But with these curly brackets, we can easily see because now we are printing in key value pairs. So this is basically converting this into an object using a shorthand syntax. Don't worry, we will study JavaScript objects later on. Okay, but I'm pretty sure you all are getting good confidence. Yes, Sachin, you have a question. I just see you have raised your hands. No questions?
No, sir. No, no, sir. No,
Okay,
sir.
then lower your hands. Otherwise, it is causing me confusion. Okay, yeah. So we are done with this coding assignment. Now, guys, please give me a thumbs up that if you are getting comfortable with JavaScript, especially new people. Give me a thumbs up if you are able to follow. Tell me. Yeah, so many thumbs up. 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good. Yeah. Okay. So this is how we'll keep on progressing in this course. So guys, I think from today or tomorrow, I'll start giving you some good amount of assignments. Okay. Start doing those assignments. And it's not like you can ask me questions only in the class. You can ask me questions before the class, during the class, after the class. I never say no. Even after the course gets over, you will still get the support. Don't worry. Yeah. I'm there to help you all. Okay. Yes, Praveen, you have a question? I just see you raised your hand.
Yes, I raised my hand.
Yes, please.
One second. So in console.log, you have added the open and curly braces.
Hmm.
How this works?
Okay, I would prefer to explain this in intermediate to advanced JavaScript because here we are using another concept called as objects in JavaScript.
Mhm.
Yes, as of now, I have not told people what are objects. This is something about key value pairs. So basically, we are converting these variables into an object actually. That is what is printing key and value. But don't worry, people who are not able to understand this now, just understand if you just want to print a variable and its value, we can simply use these curly brackets. Later on in objects, we can understand this in detail.
Right.
Yeah, this is slightly advanced topic, so I would rather explain it in the appropriate time actually. All right?
Got
Yes.
This
Okay.
Playwright tool is a licensed one, is a freeware. I think I know JavaScript is the freeware, but what about
Hmm.
Playwright is a licensed one?
Okay, so Lenin Playwright is not licensed. Playwright is open source. Now I
Mhm.
have a very good question to all of you. Who can tell me? is open source and free same, or is open source and free different? Do you have any idea, Lennon?
Yeah, it's the same, I guess. It's open source and free.
Open source and free are completely different actually.
Different.
Yes, Sunil, you have an idea? Please tell me.
Open source means we can edit the code also.
Oh, yes, exactly. Right? We can
Yeah,
even
correct.
we can edit the code. I'll give you a simple example. Say, we all use WhatsApp, correct? So, do we have the source code of WhatsApp? No, right? Meta or Facebook is not giving us the privileges of seeing the code, what they have written for WhatsApp. But is it free? The answer is yes. I hope now you get it. Gmail is free. Gmail is not open source. But Playwright is open source as well as free. Means I can see the source code of Playwright. I can even edit the source code of Playwright and I can create my own Playwright, my own version of Playwright, if I have the knowledge. That is the meaning of open source and free. I hope now you get it. Okay. So I'm so glad, guys, you guys are asking good, thoughtful questions. Yes, Sachin, thumbs up. Okay, keep on giving me thumbs up, guys. This actually tells me that you guys are able to follow. Okay, now we are moving on to the next concept. So even though people are joining in for the first time, I think you can easily understand this particular part. Now, we are all set to start with another topic, which is called as data types. So we just started with data types. And we have just covered that these are the data types in JavaScript. The first data type that we have covered is what? Number. Yeah, so we have seen numbers. And now we are going to start with the second data type, which is the most simplest actually, Boolean. Strings is slightly bigger, so we'll cover after Boolean. Okay, now let us start with the next one. So let me create another file, 2.js. And guys, I'll share all these files. So what I'll do is like, I'll create a new drive link, okay? Something like December batch, something, okay? And I'll share with all the enrolled people, okay? And if you have not enrolled, I would suggest please do enroll. You can reach out to Sindhu, okay? I think she is also available in this call, okay? So I'll be sharing this drive link with you all, and then later on we'll create a separate WhatsApp group. So we will be giving you the permissions, basically that a private YouTube channel would be created wherein you all would be added, okay? Now, coming to this part called as Booleans. What is Booleans? Boolean is the most simplest data type. It is a question that can only be answered in true or false, like I was just mentioning earlier. Okay, suppose if I ask you, is today weekend or not? You will simply answer yes or no. Can you say maybe? No, right? That would be silly actually, right? So Booleans are only two values. There is no third Boolean value. Either it is true, either it is false. That's it. There is no third Boolean value. Okay, now in order to create Booleans, let me tell you some good guidelines. So, how do I create Boolean? This is how I do. Let is logged in equal to true. Now, look at this part. So, anyone who can tell me why I'm using the word is, it has a special meaning. Not special to JavaScript, but I'm using it for a reason. Is. Anyone who can tell me why am I using this keyword is? This is important. Anyone? No? That's okay. I'll tell you. Whenever I'm using this is word in English, whenever I use this word is, what does it mean? It means I'm asking a question. Yeah, right? Okay, I'm asking a question. Okay, is. So just to make it more clear that I'm asking a question where I'm expecting only true or false, I can use is. But is it mandatory? The answer is no. You can still do logged in like this. But this will still have the same true value. But if I use is, I'm making my intent more clear that it has to be Boolean just by using is. So there's no right or wrong here. It's just a matter of preference. I think it is a good idea to add is here. Okay, right? So now another example of Boolean. In fact, a very silly example. Say let is water wet, right? Very silly example, but I hope you get the point. So the output is true. Yeah, because I'm asking a question, is water wet? Okay, and I'll get only two answers. Either it can be true, it can be false. This is about your Boolean type. So in simple, Booleans are just simply true or falsy values. Yes or no, 1 or 0. Okay, and then another very, very extremely important concept in JavaScript, which is called as variables can change their types. And this process is called as dynamic typing. I know people who are coming in from Java, you might not like this because, in fact, this is a very poor thing in JavaScript. Ideally, we should not do this. Okay, let me tell you what exactly I'm talking about. Let's say I'm creating a variable. What am I doing? Num donuts equal to 12. Okay. And then what I'm trying to do, let me tell you. So in the memory, what is happening, guys? We have talked about this part, right? Okay. So let me tell you. So in the memory, what am I doing? I'm creating a container, a small box in the memory where I'm storing this particular value. Okay. Let me show you my whiteboard. Just give me one sec, because this part should be very, very clear if you are seeing the whiteboard. Okay. Let me share my whiteboard. Where is it? Yeah. Please confirm if you are able to see the whiteboard.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in this whiteboard, imagine that I'm simulating my browsers or my, operating system memory here. So this box is my operating system memory, which is this one. I wish I can draw a very good square. Somehow I never can. That's okay. So now, what am I doing? I'm creating, whenever I'm using this is called declaration. Means I'm reserving some space in the memory. What is the name of that space? Num donuts. So now it means I'm creating a box or a container where I'm going to store some value. And what is the name of this box or the container? It is num of donuts. That is what I've done. Now, what am I doing? I'm using the assignment operator equal to. So using this assignment operator equal to, I'm storing this value 12 into this container. So what is the value of this container? It is 12 actually. So, okay. So in this particular line, there are two things that are really happening. Okay. What are these two? First thing, I'm creating a space in the memory. I'm calling it num donuts. And on that memory location, I'm storing this value 12 using the assignment operator. So declaration is happening, assignment is also happening. Most people simply understand this as creating a variable. That is fine on a superficial level, but deeper meaning is this what we are just learning. This is a memory location. I'm calling it num donuts and I'm storing this value. Now, as per the dynamic typing concept, which is something you should not use, let me tell you. Okay, because these are some things that we should understand that we should not do in JavaScript. So can I do this in JavaScript? Which is this. I'm giving a new value, which is say false. So what am I doing? I'm telling JavaScript that whatever is the value stored in this variable or in this memory location, change it to false, because assignment happens from right hand side to left hand side. Notice, guys, I'm not using any let or const. What am I doing then? I'm simply updating this memory location value from 12 to false. So what is happening here? I'm simply changing this 12 to false. That is what is happening. This is something you should understand. Okay. So here I'm simply changing it to false. So the new value, okay, it is very smaller actually. Yeah. So this is the new value of this memory location, which is false. Yeah. So unfortunately, this is allowed in JavaScript. If you are from Java background, this is not how you create a variable. You create a variable something like this, int of num donut something. Now in Java, we are clearly telling that it is of type integer. If it is of type integer, you are not allowed to store a non-integer value. But in JavaScript, I cannot give data type like this. I have to use let or const. Okay. So in JavaScript, I can change the type to from number to a Boolean value, which is allowed. But you're not supposed to do this. This is a very bad or a very poor practice. But I'm telling you so that you should know what not to do in JavaScript. Okay. Now, similarly, can you do this? Num of donuts equal to maybe if you write hello. Again, it is allowed. So what you are doing? Initially, you started with number, then you put false, then you're putting a string, which is hello. So again, what is happening now in the memory? I'm now changing this false to a new value again, which is called as your hello. That is happening in the memory. If you are able to understand this part, then you can basically solve a lot of coding assignments also. Why? Because most people don't understand what is really happening behind the scenes. This is what is going to make you a good programmer, because you're not learning things on a high level. You are learning things in a very deeper level from the memory point of view. Okay, that will give you a very good confidence that yes, I know JavaScript. That will give you that confidence. And not only you can work on your projects effectively, you can also clear the interviews. Why? I'm not teaching you to clear interviews, not at all interested. Why? Because if we are able to clear the concepts, clearing interviews should be automatic. That is how I'm thinking. Okay. Now, this is what is happening. So initially it is a number, then it is a Boolean, finally it is a string. And that is exactly what we are doing. Okay, so this particular thing is called as what? Dynamic typing. And that is exactly why we will be moving from JavaScript to TypeScript. And that is exactly why most companies don't prefer JavaScript, they prefer TypeScript, because this is not allowed in TypeScript. Let me give an example. If I copy this code into TypeScript, let us see what happens. Let me comment out this, go to the TypeScript file, and now if I do this, immediately see TypeScript, which has this .ts extension, it is flagging this error, right? But JavaScript is hiding this error actually. There's a bug in my code, JavaScript is not telling me. At the runtime, I can see, oh, this is what I did. But TypeScript is clearly telling me, hey, what you are doing is wrong, not allowed. You are storing a number and then you are changing this number to this false, not allowed. Take a look. Type boolean is not assignable to type number. Okay, so TypeScript is very easy, guys. Okay, it is JavaScript that you want to learn thoroughly, because TypeScript has just small syntactical things. Okay, ultimately concept is same as JavaScript only. So don't think that, oh my God, I have to learn two separate languages. No, no, no. Focus on JavaScript, and in TypeScript, we'll focus on the syntax actually. Because your fundamentals should be clear in JavaScript, because TypeScript is what? I just told you, right? JavaScript only with some additional features. So TypeScript is basically a wrapper around JavaScript just to make your life easy. Eventually, TypeScript is compiled into JavaScript only. And that is all this compilation and all we'll see in the TypeScript part once we are done with JavaScript. But I hope you must have gotten at least a high level idea what is the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript. Yeah, if somebody asks you in office or somewhere, you can at least tell this is why we use TypeScript. Okay, now let me comment this part, close it. Okay, and then I'll uncomment it. Okay, now so we are done with the Boolean types, and now we'll start with another data type, which is what? Your strings. So we are done with number, we are done with Boolean, and now we are starting with strings. This is one of the most important types. In fact, the first three, these are the most frequently used data types in JavaScript. These two are fine, but these are the most frequently used data types. Okay, yes, even though JavaScript has these data types like number, string, Boolean, but when you are creating a variable, you have to use let or const only. You are not allowed to use these data types while creation. Okay, now moving on, strings. So what are strings? Yeah, strings are basically, okay, I'll write some notes for you. Strings are pieces of text, or you can say group of characters. Let me say like this. For example, if I take my name, what is this? Basically, it has couple of characters joined together. Means P is one character, I is another. Similarly, there are 6 characters, P, I, Y, U, S, H. I have joined them together and I am having one string. Okay. So in JavaScript, how do I create strings? I can create a string using a double quote, single quote, and backticks. Okay, what is a backtick? I know some of you who are joining in for the first time may not have heard, but backtick key is right below the escape key. This is how the backticks look like. This is a very different kind of codes. I'm pretty sure if you're learning programming for the first time, you have never used them. Okay, it's just that in JavaScript only we use them heavily, but in Java or other programming languages we don't use them. Okay, and I'll tell you how to use them. Don't worry. Yeah. So let us see how to create the strings. So let us see the first example. Let first name equal to, let's call it Ziggy, whatever. I'm coming up with some very funny, interesting names. So this is your lower camel casing. I'm reserving some space in the memory. This part is declaration. And because of this assignment operator equal to, I'm putting this value inside this memory location. And the name of the memory location is first name. Beginners call it variable, but real professionals understand that this is actually the name of the memory location. Okay. Now, what is happening? I can create another variable. Let me call it message. And this time, let me use single quotes. See, I can use double quotes for strings. I can use single quotes. Hello world with this. See, single quotes are also allowed. I can do even one more thing. Maybe I can do let animal equal to tiger. And this time I'll use backticks. Okay. See, all of these three are allowed. But what is not allowed is if you are using double quotes once, maybe then single quote and then backticks. This is a very silly thing. Why? You want to be consistent, guys. Be consistent, and you want to educate your team also that they should be consistent. What do I mean? If you are using double quotes, your teammate is using single quote, and another person who joins your team, he has no idea. He starts using backticks. Can you see there's no consistency in your code base, right? You want to have consistency throughout your code, right? So if you are planning to use double quotes, use them throughout. Or if you are using single quotes, use them throughout. But it's not like now I'm feeling like using double quotes, let me use it. Tomorrow I'm in a different mood, right? So I'll use single quote. No, don't do that. Use only one. Be consistent. That's the key, guys. Okay, it's not about what you feel like. That is not about programming. Okay, we do what is right and not what I feel like. But this is not allowed. Let bad string equal to means I'm starting with double quote. Maybe I'll write playwright, and then I'm ending with single quote. This is not allowed. Why? If I'm starting with double quote, I have to end with double quote. If I'm starting with single quote, I should end with single quote. If I end with double quote, see, not allowed again. So whichever quote I'm starting, I have to end with that particular quote. Same thing for backticks. Okay, so this is something you should follow, right? So I believe this should be clear. This is very simple topic. And now, moving on to the next part. I am interested in finding what is the value that I'm storing. Let me give an example. So I go to the Google, I clear the terminal. So there's a shortcut that I've told you how to clear the terminal. It is Control and L, or you can even hit this particular button. Yeah. So now my console is clear. Now, my requirement is I want to find out if 10 is a number. How do I know 10 is a number? Use the type of, which is an operator, and everything is in lowercase. There is no lower camel casing here, completely lowercase. Okay. So this is an operator in JavaScript. I have to use a space. Then I'll write any value, whichever values data type I want to find. See, it is a number. Okay. And then suppose if I'm trying to find out if hello is a string, again, I'll use the type of operator. See, JavaScript is telling you that it is a string. And then if I want to find out if true or false is what? A Boolean. Again, I'll use the type of. But you see, there's a very strange thing in JavaScript. Even though it is giving a number as a data type, can you see? This number is actually wrapped as a single quote. What is it? It is actually a string. Number wrapped as a string. How weird it is. So JavaScript can be very weird at times, which is one of the weird things that we have seen. Okay, couple of weird things that I have shown you previously is like 0 by 0 is NaN. But if I do 3 by 0, it is infinity. This is something we have learned in school. But 0 by 0 is NaN in JavaScript. We have something like negative 0. We have seen very odd thing in JavaScript. And we have negative infinity also. So in JavaScript, we have some, you can say, such kind of weird things. And we have to accept it. Okay. Whether we fight it or not, it hardly matters. Why? Eventually, Playwright uses JavaScript and TypeScript only. Right? So we have to understand JavaScript thoroughly. And the true way to learn JavaScript is actually start building projects and start building your GitHub profile, guys. If you really want to showcase to your interviewers. Okay. So that gives you a lot of credibility. This is extremely important. So this is how we can find out what is the data type of any value. 10 is a number. Hello is a string. True is a Boolean using type of. Okay. So this is something you use very heavily. Okay, so this is about your type of operator. And then another concept. Can I use quote inside quote? So the answer is this is also allowed. Let me give an example. So if this is my double quote, this is a string. Can I use single quote inside? The answer is yes, this is allowed. Okay, and what if I have a string like this single quote string? Can I use a double quote inside single quote? That is also allowed. So single quote inside double quote, allowed. Double quote inside single quote, that is also allowed. But what is not allowed is if this is a string which has double quotes, can I use double quote inside double quote? Not allowed. See, I have broken the string. What is happening? JavaScript is now confused because usually ending quote marks as the end of the string. But here I'm using double quote in between. So JavaScript is now thinking, is this the end of the string or this is the end of the string? That is where JavaScript got confused. If this is the end of the string, then what is this? Yeah, so don't do this. Don't do this. So double quote inside double quote, don't do this. Single quote inside single quote, don't do this. Why? It will break your string. Okay, so please don't do this. Later on, we'll see how to use them. But again, not very recommended option, guys. Okay, so this is how we do. Okay, now another important concept. Okay, let me tell you. So I've just created this first name, Ziki. Let me just cut it from here. I'll put it here. And then, okay, let me, okay. Yes, Deepak has a question. Please tell me.
Yeah, can we declare string without any quotes?
No, we cannot. If we use something without quotes, what you are doing? Okay, suppose if I do, let's say, maybe Deepak like this. That is what you're saying, correct?
Yeah, correct.
What is this? This is, who can tell me? Okay, I'll tell you. Anyone who can tell me what is this on the right hand side? Hmm? This is
Says
a,
string, right?
no,
It's not.
this is actually treated like a variable. If you write a string without single or double quotes, it is considered like a variable. Do we have a variable called Deepak in this code? No, we don't. So if you try to bring your mouse on Deepak, see, VS Code is saying any. VS Code does not know what it is. But if I bring the mouse on first name, see, VS Code knows, okay, this is a variable, right? All of these are variables that I've declared with let. Okay. But Deepak is a variable that I have not even declared. That is why VS Code is actually giving any. Okay. That is a problem. Okay. So don't use like this. Okay. I hope that is clear. Or any other questions, Deepak?
No, it's clear. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Moving on. So let first name equal to this. Let's say let last name equal to pretty, whatever. Now, what am I doing? I'm creating two separate strings. Okay. And now I'm going to show you a very interesting concept in JavaScript. Okay. So what if I do console.log first name plus last name? I know most of you will be able to answer this correctly, but what is happening in the memory, most people usually get it wrong because that is where, you know, an immature JavaScript developer will be separated from a good JavaScript developer. And that is something we'll clear the concept today. Yeah. Now, tell me the output of this code, guys. I know.
Jiggy pretty.
Yeah, this is very simple. Anyone can tell me the correct output, right, Siromani? Okay. But from memory point of view, what is happening? What is happening from the memory point of view? Okay. Let us see that. So let's say I'm creating a brand new memory location again. So if I do this, so what is happening? Since I'm using two let statements means I'm creating one memory location, I'm creating another memory location. First memory location, I'm storing this value. Second memory location, I'm storing this value. So first name, this is my first container. This is my second container. Okay, so what is the value? It is Ziggy and then pretty. Okay, let me store it. Okay, oops, let me write it. Yeah, so let me do this. Okay, and let me store this as well. Yeah, so basically I've stored these two values inside this. So what is the first memory location name? It is first name and the second is your last name. Okay, so let me do like this. This is my first name and then the second one is my last name, which is this one. So what is happening from the memory point of view if I'm doing this? Anyone can tell me what is happening in memory?
Sir, where it do you store? In first name memory location or last name memory location?
Nowhere actually, because there's another concept what we are going to see very soon, which is called as strings are immutable, actually. But we are not talking about that for now. Currently, just understand that whenever you're trying to perform any operation on a string, maybe any method or this plus concatenation, it creates a new string in the memory. Very, very, very important concept. Most people don't understand this. Okay, I'm creating a new string in the memory, but okay, let me create this string. So I'm creating a new box in the memory. What is the value of this box? Ziggy Pretty. That is something you have just told me, which is simple. Okay. So I've okay. Now, what is the name that I'm giving to this memory location? That is very important. Who can tell me what is the name for this memory location? It is unnamed because I'm not using any assignment operator here, guys. So this is something different. I'm creating a new memory location, but I'm not giving it any name. See, it is unnamed string. Unnamed string. Okay. This is extremely important. And with this, we have another concept in the memory. And then we have another concept in the memory, which is called as garbage collection. Some of you might have heard in Java or in JavaScript, garbage collection or GC. What is happening here? So JavaScript keeps on periodically checking your memory. Okay, why? It wants to optimize the memory. So what will JavaScript check? Okay, this is a value that is stored in the memory. It has a name. This memory location has a name. This memory location also has a name. But this memory location, which has a value, it does not have a name. So what will JavaScript do eventually? It will come and delete this value from the memory. Why? Anyways, I cannot use it, right? If it does not have a name, how can I really use it? Using this name, I can use this value. Using this name, I can use this value. But what is the name for this memory location? No name. See, I'm not giving it any name. I'm not using any assignment operator here. So what will happen? JavaScript will delete this memory location. Why? It wants to optimize your memory. It wants to preserve memory wastage, right? So this would be deleted. So I can say this is like what? This is like a one-time use string. But if you really want to store this memory, this newly created string in the memory and also want to give it a name, in that case, you have to use the assignment operator like this. Let merged. Give it any name, doesn't matter. Equal to first name plus last name. Now what is happening? I'm creating a new string plus because of this assignment operator and because of this let, right? I'm giving it a name also, which is merged. Now JavaScript will not delete this from the memory. So this and this is completely different. I'm just creating a new memory in the, a new string in the memory without any name. But here I'm not only creating a new string, but also giving it a memory location name, which is merged. Okay. In this case, JavaScript will not remove it from your memory. It is an extremely important concept. Most people that I talk to, they don't know this concept. They just understand things on a very high level. Yes, concatenation is happening. The output is this one, Ziggy Pretty. That is most people know. But what most people don't know, what is really happening in the memory. Yeah, this is how this JavaScript course is designed, because we will not learn things on a high level like most people. We will go a lot deeper, so that you should have a tremendous amount of confidence that yes, JavaScript is damn easy. Okay, not just simple. JavaScript is damn easy. Okay, so this is what is happening. This concept is called as what? Garbage collection, GC. And this is what we are doing. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand, and I'm pretty sure now you can tell me the output of this code. Console.log hi +1. What is happening here? Please tell me, guys. Output of this code.
No, we can't concatenate with a string with number.
Okay, so Simoni, we can do this actually in JavaScript. There's a way. Anyone? Sunil? Yes?
I1.
Okay, exactly.
I1.
Yeah. So the answer is high 1. So yes, let me show you the answer. Siromani, take a look, please. See, it is high 1. Now, what is happening here? Technically, okay, let me tell you what is really happening. So this plus operator, okay, is very different actually. Okay, so what does it do? So this plus operator looks at the operands first. Suppose if I'm trying to add two numbers. So this operator looks at the left operand, it looks at the right operand and see, okay, this is a number, this is also a number. So how does it behave like? It behaves like an addition operator. Okay, this is something we all know. Okay, but now if I do this, maybe high, and then I don't whatever, maybe ABC, whatever. In this case, again, this plus operator will look at the left operand. So yeah, these are called operands. This is operator, this is, and this is operand. Okay, so the first operand is a string. The second operand is also a string. Can JavaScript really add two strings? No, it is not possible only. So JavaScript will try to concatenate them. So in this case, this plus will not behave like an addition. It behaves like a, tell me guys, how it will behave? Like which operator?
Concatenation.
Correct. Correct. Brilliant, guys. It behaves like a concatenation operator. Absolutely. Concatenation. Yeah. Okay. So this is how it behaves. But in this case, if one is a string, another is a number. In that case, what happens? JavaScript will see this is a string, this is a number. Okay. In this case, JavaScript will do something called as automatic type conversion. Yes, you said it right. The output is high 1, but how it is high 1? That is something we are learning now. This process is called as automatic type conversion. So what is automatic type conversion? JavaScript cannot add a string with a number. It is not possible only. So JavaScript will see how can I make it possible? In order to make this possible, JavaScript will internally convert this number to a string. And now it can concatenate them. But yes, in your code, you will not see this string of 1. You will still see 1 only because JavaScript will do this internally. You don't get to see it from your eyes. But when at the runtime, JavaScript will convert this to a string. And that is why you're getting output as high 1. This process is called automatic type conversion or coercion. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we are learning good concepts today. Okay, so we are going a lot deeper now. This process is called as what? Coercion. Okay, and one. Okay, so I think we are good now. So any questions? Anything you'd like to ask me? Please let me know if you have any questions, anything you'd like to ask me.
Sir, I want to ask one question. Sir, TypeScript is used to overcome the drawbacks of JavaScript. Is this statement correct?
Yes, you can say like this. So basically, TypeScript was actually created by Microsoft only. Same team. So in fact, Playwright is also developed by Microsoft. TypeScript is also developed by Microsoft. And they have created TypeScript because they wanted to overcome the shortcomings of JavaScript. But JavaScript is a wide language which is used across the world. So they didn't want to touch JavaScript. So that is why they created another language on top of JavaScript, which they are calling it TypeScript.
Okay, it is superset of JavaScript.
Exact. So TypeScript is actually a superset, or we can say it is actually a wrapper around JavaScript, because when I'm really executing TypeScript, it is actually getting converted to JavaScript only. Yeah, that is what really happens. If I'm running TypeScript code, it is actually getting compiled to JavaScript, and that is what gets run. So TypeScript is only for development. TypeScript is only to catch errors quickly. But runtime, you are actually running JavaScript only.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yeah, so this is something we'll see later on in deep in TypeScript. I'll show you how to install TypeScript, how to install it locally and globally. Everything we'll see later on.
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, great. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions.
So, Piyush, I have one question.
Yes, Deepak.
Yeah, if we are writing anything between the double quotes or single quote, it will considered as string, right?
Exactly. Anything in double quote or single quote, even if I write true, yes, it is a Boolean value, but still it is actually a string. A Boolean value wrapped as a string.
Okay.
And yeah, and to confirm it, it is very simple. Just type of operator. Type of operator is for this purpose only. Simply write true. See, it is a string. But if you do type of true without the double quotes, now it is a Boolean. Now it
Oh,
makes sense.
yeah.
Okay. Very good question. Anyone else? Oh, I see Geeta also. Hi, Geeta. Anyone else? Any question? If there are no questions, then we can stop for today and then we can meet tomorrow, guys. Okay. So I would suggest, so there are some people actually. So, okay, just give me 1 sec. So, I wanted to call out some people actually. So, okay, I'll tell you the names. So, okay, I'm just calling out some names. If you fall in this name, please drop me a WhatsApp. First one is Sudha. Second one is Anjali. Third one is Ramya. Soumya Ramesh is there. Gaurav Katiyar. Okay, Mahadev Geeta Hatyali. Okay, she's here. I can see. Swati Bondre, Suraj Sajarao Jadhav, and Bhaskar. If your name is this one, please do reach out to me in person. Okay. And if there are no other questions, then we can stop for today. And I would strongly recommend do get yourself enrolled, because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to get a lot of value and we are having a lot of fun, okay, together. And by the end of this course, we will develop very good confidence, okay, with JavaScript, TypeScript, and Playwright, with beginner, intermediate, advanced.
Piyush, do you want me to contact you as well, or
No, Soumya, no, not in your case. You are already good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining. It was great having you here. And again, I really appreciate the engagement and I'm really happy with the questions that you guys are asking. And yeah, very important again, no question is silly. You're always welcome to ask me questions. Okay, so somebody was asking a question. So what I would suggest is like, I have another batch now. So this batch is of 9 o'clock. It is about to get over. So I have to get started. I'll have to jump to that batch. So one person who wanted to ask me a question, you can just drop me a WhatsApp and you and I can connect separately after this. Okay, and I'll definitely help you out with whatever Playwright issue you're facing. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. And please do enroll and I'll be happy to guide and mentor you along the way. So this is a mentorship course. It's not just a regular course. Okay. So take care, guys. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.